Welcome to this week's episode. Looks like we're back home in the home studio.
It's been too long.
The Girl Dad Podcast. I am Scott.
And I am Lexi.
And we are raring to go.
Yeah.
It's good to be back.
It is.
We got a lot cooking in both of our lives. It's fun.
Craziness. And you're off again this weekend. Where are you heading this weekend?
I'm heading to the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow in Charlotte.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, amazing. Coming off a very, very successful Masters run. We had 12 players in the Masters, about 12.6% of the field. We had 2 of the top 5, so 40% of the top 5, Patrick Reed, and of course, Bryson DeChambeau. And then with Jon Rahm, Tyrrell Hatton, and Bubba Watson all in the top 15, we had 33% of the top 15. So with just 12.6% of the field.
LIV is elite.
We overperformed.
Honestly, LIV is elite.
It was very good. And for all our good love and good works, much bigger field, the PGA Championship. We have 16 players.
Wait. This is going to be such a dumb question.
It's not a dumb question.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm confused. I thought PGA and LIV was 2 different things.
Okay, so
there's
there's the PGA Tour.
Okay.
And there's the PGA Championship. Okay, they're 2 separate organizations. PGA of America runs the PGA Championship, which is a major.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, funny you should ask, in 1968, 3 players. Arnold Palmer, have you heard of him?
The drink.
Arnold Palmer, the golfer. Okay. Jack Nicklaus. You know I've got the big painting of Jack Nicklaus?
Oh my gosh, it looks just like Grandpa Dog.
Golden Bear.
Yes.
And Gary Player broke away, okay, a breakaway league because they didn't think they were getting paid enough money, and they created the PGA Tour.
Whoa.
Okay, right. So it was PGA of America.
Okay.
These 3 players took all the players with them and created a PGA Tour.
That's T. That is T.
So PGA of America represents, like Uncle Jay, was a pro at a golf course.
Yeah.
All the 30,000 pros in the U.S. belong to the PGA of America, as did Uncle Jay when he was alive. Okay. And that group...
It's all the pros.
Yes, and the teaching pros, club pros.
Yeah.
And that group hosts one of the 4 majors, which is the PGA Championship, and that's in Quail Hollow, and that's where I'm going.
Okay.
So 16 of our players are invited. I'm going to read them off because there's some good ones here.
Yeah, read them off.
You were just at a tournament, so these names, some of them it's not familiar. Dustin Johnson, of course, DJ.
Love him.
Tom McKibben, the youngest player in the field. From
what?
Northern Ireland.
I don't think I
on Legion
have
13,
met him.
23 years old, a whiz kid, spectacular golfer, great kid.
That's amazing.
David Puig, one of my all-time favorites on the Fireballs, Sergio Garcia's Fireballs.
Yeah.
23-year-old, went to Arizona State from Spain, spectacular.
Wow, love that.
Also gets a special invite. Bryson DeChambeau,
love it.
Recent winner. Brooks Koepka, past PGA champion. Jon Rahm, recent major winner, qualifies. Cam Smith, recent major winner.
Love.
Obviously, those guys are horses, right?
Right.
You got Bryson, Jon Rahm.
Right.
Cam Smith.
Wait, I feel
Brooks
like you guys
Koepka,
have literally like half of your players
Sergio
in
Garcia.
here.
Yeah, 16 of them. Waco Neiman, of course. Special invite. Patrick Reed is in the top 100.
These are all like my guys.
Yeah. Patrick Reed, remember, he was 3rd at the Masters, so he's playing some extraordinary golf.
I love that.
Yeah, Tyrrell Hatton. Another one of Legion 13.
Okay.
Phil Mickelson, of course, past PGA champion. Martin Keimer, past PGA champion. Richard Bland qualified through winning a senior PGA championship. Senior. He's playing unbelievable golf.
What?
Yeah, he was in the final group in our last event in Korea. He's playing great. He's 52 years old and playing great, best golf of his life.
Wow,
Dean
good for him.
Burmester doesn't get enough credit. He's having an exceptional year.
Love that.
And John Catlin, who's one of our reserves.
Okay, for what team?
He's not. He's just a reserve for the league.
Wait, I didn't know that's how it worked.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Good for him. That's amazing.
So I'm really excited to see what the boys do down there. Yeah, it's really exciting. And my first PGA championship, so I'm really excited to get down there.
Oh my gosh, do you need a +1?
No, I'm good. Thanks for the offer.
If you change your mind, just let me know.
But you know, I use those. Obviously, you get to these events, and it's like the who's who of the golf world.
Yeah.
So I meet with media, I meet with sponsors, I meet with members of the golf community. So it's pretty exciting.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah.
And the PGA is on search for.
Oh, they are. Yes, they are.
A new CEO.
Yes, they are. Really excited.
And that's not PGA of America. That's PGA Tour.
Okay, exactly. Okay. And so, if the names are correct, I may or may not know, but if the names that are in the media are correct,
drop the names. names. Drop the names.
Nope, not doing it. But they're very good friends, and I wish them all well. Yeah, it'd be wonderful. Yeah, it's good for golf.
That is
Change is
very
good for golf.
exciting.
Yeah. So it's very, very exciting. I'm thrilled.
Okay,
but we have
I love
a
that.
really exciting topics we're talking about outside of my fun job and your fun job, because you're right in the middle of NBA playoffs.
I know. Playoffs are crazy.
Okay.
Crazy
a
right
lot
now.
of road wins.
Yeah.
Indiana stole 2 from Cleveland.
Crazy.
The Knicks stole 2 from Boston. They're both 20 points. Like, it's been unbelievable.
Yeah, it's insane. It's like fun. Like, I feel like it's like that old playoff energy. Like when I think of the NBA playoffs, I feel like
agree.
it's back this year.
I think you're seeing the emergence of a new generation of NBA stars.
Absolutely.
And it's fun.
And can I say something controversial? I don't hate the Lakers being out.
I love the Lakers.
I love Luka.
I know it's the next gen.
And I love LeBron.
The Lakers will
and
come
I love
back.
Austin Reeves.
If and when LeBron ever retires, and I hope he plays till he's 70 years old, because I freaking still love watching him play.
I do
and his
too.
game translates. It's
I
so
know,
great.
it's so cool.
But if and when, they'll go get somebody else great. I know it.
For
I know it.
Sure.
I know what you know.
Who do you think that could be? Say
I
LeBron retires next year.
I don't know.
Because Luka's obviously the new face once Bron's gone.
Right, but he needs a guard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I think we're still a few years away from that, though.
I hope.
I don't think he's retiring.
LeBron
yet.
was hinting at it during the season. I hope that was just like mid-season Drew.
Yeah.
Like just down, because I could watch him forever.
Me too. I hope he's using getting knocked out of the playoff as motivation to be like,
so fun.
we're winning this one more time. Okay, this week's Dad Advice of the Week. Our question is, what advice would you give to young professionals who are entering the workplace?
Find something you're passionate about. Focus on the who more than the what. Do not focus on how much you're making. Focus on what you can learn, what experience you're getting, how you're going to be exposed, how you can keep learning. Is it a company you believe in? Are there leaders you believe in? I think it's all those little things that I think matter more than anything else.
I love that.
But you know, when you go out of school, you're just like panicked. You just want a job.
Yes.
When you want a job, you want the job. There's such a different philosophy. I remember my dad. I came. I was bouncing at the shore, and then came home. So I was at Villanova, did very well in school, was involved with everything. Went to the shore, messed around, played hoop all the time. Went to the beach, was a bouncer.
What a life!
Yeah,
what
it was
a life!
It was a great summer. And then I come home, and I was like, he's like, "What are you gonna do?" I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
So he's like, "Well, go upstairs, write down 20 places you want to work." And I was like anywhere? He's like, "Yeah." So I go down, I'm like, Olympic Committee in Atlanta, New York Giants Football Club. So I wrote down 20 places. I come down and I hand the paper. He's like, "Why hand this to me?" And I was like, "Well, are you going to help me?" He goes, "That's not how it works here."
Okay.
Yeah.
So what'd you do?
He's like, "Go upstairs."
There was no telephones.
Yeah, there had telephones. The heck? This is Stone Age? You serious? No telephones? What the heck? My goodness.
You had phones growing up?
Yes.
But just house phones.
They were connected to the wall.
Yeah.
They had a dial. But still, they were phones.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, no, we had push button phones, clown.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, it's unbelievable.
Okay.
Unbelievable. So he's like, "Well, go upstairs and find out, find some connection." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Network to somebody who knows somebody." And that's what I did. And that's how I ended up with my first job. And but like the lesson is so rich. It's like, list 20 places you want to work. And you're in school, you're like, "Where can I get a job?" Well, I'm an engineering major. Here's what the placement group said. I'm like, placement group?
Right.
Like, do some work. Now it's so easy. Everything's at your fingertips. You actually can network. Think of the people you know at school.
Yeah.
Think of the people you know in your neighborhood. Think of the people you know in your life, and just start connecting and networking and find a way in, because every job that's posted gets like 10,000 applications.
Yeah. No, literally.
So what chance do you have? Like, well, I sent my application. I'm like, good luck.
Right. No, absolutely.
You've got to break through.
And I would add on to that and say that, like, for the connections, that applies to when you're in the workplace too. Like, once you're in a job, meet as many people as you can.
You're very good at that.
Meet someone. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love making friends. So
Yes.
it doesn't sound like networking to me. I feel like I'm just like, I want to be friends with everyone. But meet people in every single department. Like, literally just try and talk to and meet as many people as you can. Like, and get their advice, get their stories. Like, just learn from these people. Like, that's the coolest thing, is that it's all of these people in this workplace coming from a zillion different backgrounds. There's no one that has the same path which is very cool because no one has to have the same path, but connect with everyone.
I love that. And don't compare yourself to other people.
No.
It's a thief of joy, as you know.
Absolutely.
But it's like everybody has their own path. Everyone has their own pace. Find yours.
Yeah.
Like really, really be intentional about that.
I love that.
Okay, we are going to talk about preparing your kids for life after they leave the house.
Yes.
As I'm fond of saying, it's a one-way door. But you might be moving in for a couple months this summer, which Mom just told me.
Roomies!
No roomies. No. It's a one-way. No. I told Mom it's a one-way door. Once you leave, you keep going. So I have no idea what you worked your mother over on.
Listen.
Well, I just got informed. Before this podcast.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you know. I felt like because Eliza.
Is that something you guys maybe could have discussed at some point?
Well, when I asked Mom, she was like, "This is your home. Of course, you can come stay wherever."
It's not your home.
My lease is up July.
My home.
And it's Mom's home.
It is Mom's home, actually. Okay, so let's get after it. Well, I guess, what have you learned? What have you learned? What have we taught you that you think was applicable for preparing you?
Yeah,
because we can talk about what we didn't teach you, because I'm sure there's some things there. But let's talk about what did you learn? What are 3 things?
Completely. I feel like you guys did such a good job of preparing us for college and for the real world. Honestly, like there are 4 things that my parents did as I was growing up to prepare me for the real world. Okay, number 1, tapping into my strengths. School was not my thing.
No.
We found out way too late in life that I have dyslexia, and it made and ADHD, and it made school feel impossible to me, like genuinely feel impossible. And I feel like it would cause a lot of frustration for me. I'd come home with bad grades and whatever, but I never felt dumb. And I feel like you did such a good job of pushing like these are not everyone's strengths, and then tapping into like for me like music and art and like those kind of things and sports that were more good for me. So I never felt like it didn't matter like what my grades were. Obviously I was always working as hard as I could and trying to do what I could, but like I knew that I wasn't dumb. So I think that knowledge going into the world was huge.
Totally agree. Good fun fact is we never looked at your grades after your freshman year.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, your mom and I talked about it, and we said we're just going to judge effort. As long as she works, we're going to celebrate it.
That is the sweetest. That is
no, because
so
school,
sweet.
You're not built for chemistry class. You're not built for a math class. No. You have extraordinary skills. And like sometimes school doesn't match the potential. And the last thing you want to do is suck the life out of your kid and beat them down because they can't do geometry.
Absolutely.
It's like the world has changed so much. There's so much opportunity for an entrepreneurial spirit, for extraordinary people skills, for creator type skills. We just want to make sure you had that. So in hindsight, that was so wonderful. I didn't even know if you were going to go to college, which in my family,
really?
My parents were both PhDs.
Yeah.
I've got a brother who's a JD MBA from Georgetown, a brother who's a JD MBA from Duke, a sister who's got her master's from Penn. Right. I went to Harvard Business School.
Right.
Like education was real. My other brother, BC, never went to grad school. He's more like you. He's more creative, more on his feet, and brilliant. And not that we just grew up valuing education. And your mom and I would talk and say, it's okay. Like this is a different path. And I think that was really hard for us, like until we just flipped the switch and we're like, okay, let's figure this out together. Yeah. And so it was quite a journey, I should say.
Yeah. Wow. That's actually crazy. I can't believe you guys never looked at my grades. Honestly, that's great though. Like that's great. Because I was trying. Like I was always a hard worker.
Right.
Sometimes I could have worked harder. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. Number 2, my people skills. Like you prepared me so well so that when I got to college, first day of every class, I walked up to my professor and I introduced myself and I said, "Hi, I'm Alexa O'Neill. What do I need to do to be successful in this class?"
Oh, that's because so you told me. Yeah, no, but it's so your mom.
No, really, because you guys told me to, and I did it.
So your mother. Unbelievable.
But, no, it was great because then it was like back to the whole school thing. Obviously, I struggled in school. So having those people skills and connections to be able to speak to my teachers and speak to my classmates if I needed help and whatever.
But you were 5 years old talking to CEOs.
Yeah.
Commissioners of leagues. Yeah. Heads of networks. major sponsors. 5 years old.
Yeah,
Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Alexa.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. And so you all grew up in that environment where, yes, you're with the security guards and the ushers and the ticket takers and the people serving food. You did that well too, but we could put you in front of anybody. And so that was like the gift of the environment, and you stepped in, stepped up.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, 100%. There was no choice, but thank goodness. Absolutely. Number 3, you guys never solved my problems for me. You never would give me
complex.
Answers. Bruh, that's crazy.
Advanced calculus of personnel issues in high school. Oh my God. No, I'm just kidding.
You're right, though. You're right.
No, we didn't. I agree.
But yeah, they never gave me answers. It was always, here, like, we can help guide you and whatever. But it was very much like, I'm figuring out for myself. And it was also like, well, what did you do? Like, okay, like, maybe this person did this. What did you do? Like, it was, I don't know. It was a great perspective of that. And yeah.
If you want strong, independent kids, you get strong, independent kids. And that's not, it's great. Yeah. And not so great.
Yeah.
But we have them. As part
you
of
have
that's by
4
design.
Very strong, very independent.
Yes, hopefully by design.
Number 4, healthy boundaries. You guys were never over controlling, but you were never letting me float. I feel like it was the perfect bumpers on the side of a bowling lane to help me get to where I needed to be with that, while still letting it be my choice, which I thought was awesome.
That's good. I also think, I'm a big proponent of team sports. I think the advantage men have had over women over the last century or so is been diminished over the last 20 years as more girls are participating in team sports. Absolutely. It's like the values, the skill sets, the lessons you learn about how to lead, how to follow, how to lose with grace, how to win, how to give of yourself for the betterment of the team, like that. Those leadership lessons that stick with you. Like I think you got a heavy dose of those growing up, playing just about every sport imaginable, which I absolutely love.
Thank you. Yeah, no, completely. I completely agree with that. What do you think you guys did to help prepare us, or what was the most effective few things maybe that you did? Wow.
So we spent a lot of time, your mom and I, talking behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. So we knew a problem was coming and we would get on the same page. Mm. So it's not that we wouldn't point and counterpoint to give you some different perspectives on occasion, but we always knew the outcome we wanted for you.
Right.
Okay. And then we also talked quite a bit about sharing experiences. Mm. So as opposed to telling you what to do, as you alluded to, we would share experiences. Well, you know what? I had this situation, a very similar situation when I was 13. Here's how I handled it. What might that look like for you? We also didn't get trapped into the drama or the emotion or the hormones or like the madness in the house. Yeah,
you guys did such a good job of staying above it.
We kept it steady as we could. And I feel like, we had the end in mind. The end in mind was, let's raise some strong, tough, independent ladies, and so that was the end. And so you had that going into it. We focused on the flag a lot. Yes, focus on that flag. Like we know where we're heading. Mm-hmm. And so we knew what we wanted. And so therefore your decisions get easier. If you have a vision for what you want, obviously the different doors you open become a lot simpler and easier. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And I feel like in all ways you guys did that. Like I have like a vivid memory of us. I think we were in, I don't even know what house it was, Connecticut or Jersey. And I think I just punched a hole in the wall. Yeah. No, I was a wall crasher. I crashed several walls myself. I remember. I had some anger issues when I was growing up. As did I. But I went to therapy and now I never get angry. Yeah, I still never get angry. I still have it. Yeah, I know, it's okay. But I vividly remember I just punched a hole in my wall and I was on the guest room floor sobbing and you came in and I was scared that you were gonna get mad at me, but you were like, it's okay. You're just like me. I literally, you're I was exactly like you when I was your age. And it was so comforting and such a wave of it's okay. Just helping me navigate those crazy emotions with what you said, your own experiences and stories and whatever. And also we're obviously very similar. We're but it wasn't an easy, I don't want everyone to think this was an easy road. I mean, right. I remember, I never thought I'd be the kind of dad to be change your clothes, And I remember you going to the Country Music Awards. Your Uncle Matt worked at the Dallas Cowboys, and they were having the Country Music Awards at the big, whatever it's called, AT&T Stadium. And you were going with your friend Sam, and they were outside, and you come down and you have some crazy outfit on with boots, and I was like, nah, this is not happening. Go upstairs and change. You're like, I hate you.
It was a romper.
Whatever that is. I hate you. I was like, I know, but I love you. I was like, change your clothes or you're not going. So then you run upstairs, you slam the door, you're screaming, I hate you, I hate you. I was like, I love you, I love you. Right? So then you come downstairs in like a regular outfit that looks like a human being, and you look me in the eye, and you're like, I have it, the outfit in my bag, and I'm going to change when I get to the airport. You slam the door, you run outside, dive into the car, and take off. So yeah, no, it wasn't. This was not. I don't want to tell you, like, this was not like Mayberry. It's not like
right.
You know,
it didn't come without resistance.
No, of course, but that's okay, you know. And as a dad, you need to set like that kind of boundaries and figure out like what's okay and what's not okay. And and as you get, you know, past your second kid, your third kid, your fourth kid, you always say like, well, you have no rules. I was like, I know. Well, all the kids need to be led and managed differently. For one, they need to be parented differently.
Completely.
The second thing is, you know, you try to figure out what really matters.
Right.
Like, does it really, that stuff I think matters, because you got to respect yourself and how you dress. I still say you have to. I'm glad you have a sweatshirt on today. But
Dad's favorite line is, where's the rest of that? Every time we come downstairs wearing anything, where's the rest of it?
Yeah. I'm just looking for a little more clothing in the house. Just in general.
But I love that.
But I think this applies to work too. I really do. It's like you have this rising generation, your group, and it's really helpful and instructive for me to have, you know, adult kids. And so when I'm dealing with a 22, a 23, 24, 25-year-old, 26-year-old, you know, I tell them really clearly, you know, this rising generation has different expectations. And I just say, if you want to be successful here, it's really simple. It's like, work extraordinarily hard. Like, nobody ever makes it unless they work. I love how hard you work at work. I love that you love work. I love your commitment to the NBA. It makes me happy when we're on vacation and you're sitting there doing work. And I know you'd rather be doing something else, but you know what? You're locked in.
Wait,
you're
what
working.
do you mean? I love working on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and New Year's Eve.
Great. You know what? And I did it my whole life. And you know what?
Right.
It's inspiring to me. And Kira and Caitlin's the same way, and Eliza's the same way. You guys get after it and you work. And I tell every kid, like, look, I was the first one in, the last one to leave. And I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying, if you want it, you've got to work harder than everybody else. You have to be learning. You have to be intellectually curious. You have to be trying different things. You tried this podcast. You're like, I want to do it. You know, it's like, what else are you learning? How are you stretching your mind? What are you reading? What are you listening to?
Totally.
How are you stretching?
And something I would add on to that is that I feel like something I've realized is so important since I've graduated college and like been on my own, is that passion projects are so important. Like, you have your work and you have to have those things that you come home and it takes the load off, whether it's like you're like going on a run and whatever, or you're going for a swim, or you're scrapbooking, or you're painting, or whatever it is. This podcast for me, like, it's like you need to have those things like that are getting your wheels turning in a different way. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
And the last thing for me is just being an extraordinary teammate, which, if you play sports, you can't survive a team sport without being a wonderfully talented teammate. And you are always an extraordinary teammate. And I think if you do those three things at work, it's great. Now, as a leader, as a manager, you can say that, but like this generation, like, they want full transparency. They want access to the CEO. They expect to be promoted after like 3 months. They want an office after 6 months. And it's a lot, but they're smarter than we are. They'll work harder than we are. They'll work, like, just think of the impact that AI is going to have on our lives.
It's
okay.
insane.
And you have this rising generation where it's just very intuitive. And so there's such like an interesting dynamic going on in the workplace. And so as you think about your children and what you do at home, and you think about the younger people at work, it's an amazing opportunity right now. It's so dynamic. Yeah.
Have you noticed, because you've been in the workplace like forever, like, have you noticed any big shifts between, I mean, this rising generation being like full-time employees? Like, what is like the biggest difference, I guess, in the workplace?
The biggest difference is you don't have houses, you don't have cars, okay? And like, you're not tied. And so if you're not aligned with the values of the boss, you're like, I'm checking out.
Absolutely.
Like, I remember I had this really talented guy worked with me in HBSC with the Sixers. And she's like, hey, you know, I'm gonna take off. I said, I know, I heard what's happening. Where are you going? Oh, I'm gonna head down to the DR and surf. And I was like, what? And this is not like a child. This isn't a 22-year-old. It's a 28-year-old.
Right.
And I just would have never had the courage to do that at 28.
Yeah.
And it's probably the most healthy thing you could possibly do because she's confident. She's successful. She knows she can do this, anything for any time, anywhere.
Absolutely.
So she's going to go get herself, get her surf on and go. And I was like, that's the time I was like, okay. It's different,
Right.
And so
like
we had
Gen
this like
Z, they're not putting up with BS. Like
No.
they're not
value
at all.
alignment too. It's like, do you believe in what I do?
Yeah.
Like if the environment's
For
important
sure.
to me and you're not environmentally conscious, I am leaving. I might have a job, I might not. It doesn't really matter because I value that more than I value this job because I know I can get another job somewhere else.
How cool is that?
It's amazing.
It's really amazing.
And also like people are making money entrepreneurially. Like sometimes their side hustles out earn their hustle, their regular job. And so you're thinking like, okay, so that's freedom.
Yeah.
It gives you freedom. I like it. Like I like this. I like the entrepreneurial spirit. I think the world is in really good hands. And I think it's going to be really fun next decade.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. How do you feel like our relationship has changed as I've gotten older? I'm scared for whatever you're gonna say.
I think it's great. Look, I love that you're in sports. It makes me really happy. I'm very proud. I love hearing your journey through relationships and friendships and roommates and work and I think that I try to share experiences as much as possible, but let you make a decision. I remember you called about this job opportunity, and I was just like, I called your mom. I was like, she cannot do this, and she's like, well, what are you gonna say? I'm like, I'm just gonna talk to her, but I'm not gonna tell her. She's gonna make the right decision. And I just said, like, are you happy? Yeah. Do you like your boss? Oh, I love it. Do you like the NBA? Oh, it's the best place. It's my happy place. I was like, I'm kind of like, for goodness sake, does she see this? It's like, it's so hard to be happy at work.
Right.
It's so hard to love what you do and you love it and you're happy. And yet, it's flattering. Someone comes and says, hey, I'll pay you another 40 grand more, 50 grand, whatever, I'll pay you more money. It's like easier lifestyle. And, I'm like, man, you're with one of the biggest brands in the world and you love your job and you love your bosses and you love so that stuff is hard.
Yeah.
Like it's hard because you just want to say like, have you lost your mind? Right. But if you do that, that breaks like the code in the relationship. And because the relationship's different because you're independent and you're strong and you're smart and you're talented. And so the relationship shifts. It's more like, you move from like dad do this to like coach or counselor or friend, it's like the dynamic shifts quite a bit, but it's like I've always said I've had some friends that have really struggled growing older, like they hit 30, like I can't believe I'm 30. They hit 40, like I'm old. They hit 50, like they think their life's over. I think it totally differently. Like I think about different phases and stages of life, and I've had more fun at every phase and stage, and I can't wait for this stage, and phase. And we still have Eliza still in the house, which is great. We have her for the summer, and then she goes off to Villanova, and then it's a different experience and environment.
Oh my gosh, it's really cool. So different.
And then you all get married and you'll have kids and all that stuff is a great another phase, another thing to learn and lean on and lean into and have some fun with. So I'm really like enjoying where we are.
I totally agree. Like, I mean, nostalgia like always gets me. Like I'm like the worst nostalgic person. I get it from my mother, and I cry about everything.
Yeah, I don't have that.
No, you don't cry about anything.
No,
I cry. You've been crying more lately.
I cry, but I don't care about like, oh, the ice cream place closed down. Oh, I can't believe it. I love that. I'm like, what the heck? Or like a house or a car. Like I don't care. You guys care about things. Like it means nothing to me. But I want to be better at that. That's ridiculous.
That is crazy. Okay, what is a time, maybe I should say this, not you, but like what's a time that I had to fail or figure it out for myself that you guys stepped back? And maybe it's something like you and mom, we can both answer it. Right.
Okay, a couple. I mean, the first one was like when you went to college and your grades, I was like, hey, is she going to get up and go to class? I mean, because that's college is about showing up and doing the work. That's it. Period. Every sense. And where I saw your junior and senior year, as soon as you got an internship, it like clicked. Like, oh,
totally.
It's like clicked. And then your grades went from like not very good to 3.7, 3.8, 3.9. I was like, okay, she got it.
Yeah.
It was really impressive for me. But that's the time where, I was, because we weren't sure you were going to go to school, and then you went to school, and we were like, okay, does this happen?
Right.
And I was really proud of you. You had a couple like bumps in the road, and then all of a sudden,
yeah,
take off like a phoenix. It was pretty awesome.
Absolutely. And I feel like, college as a whole, like, everyone, it's like, you're figuring out living in a new place for the first time. Like, I just moved across the country alone. Like, it's like you're figuring out all this stuff. Like, the first couple years was like, woo, like, free for all. Like, let's go. No
is like, I'm so busy. Every college kid. It's so busy. I was like, oh, really? Are those 3 hours of class a day killing you? I'm like, really? There's so much work. I was like, really? What are you doing with your time? Sleeping?
No, my biggest struggle in my college classes was biology. I think I took it 3 times. I failed the first 2, and then I took it my 3rd time. Like, I took it my first semester of freshman year, my first semester of sophomore year, because I was like, I need a break. Failed both of them. Took it again, like, second semester junior year. Boom.
That's right.
Thank you. But yeah, 100%. It's like, you gotta learn that. I feel like something else would be like, with people I've dated in my relationships. Like, I know that you guys have had some very strong opinions on people that I've dated. And even if like you genuinely thought they were the worst person ever, like you guys would, same thing, you let me figure it out for myself. And like, you guys weren't letting me go into it blind. You'd be like, hey, this alarms me.
Well, what we say is, what are you looking for? You get to that age where you start looking, like, are you looking for some values? Are you looking for talent? Like, what characteristics do you want? It's the kind of questions we would ask you.
Yeah.
And then we would go behind closed doors and be like,
like this idiot.
No. It wasn't that. It's just you've got to walk through the fire to get to the other side. It's like,
absolutely.
Sometimes you got to like toast the bottom of those feet a little bit on a few hot coals. And then that informs you for the next one. It's like, okay, well, I know I don't want this. I want a little bit of that. Here's something I like. It's all part of growing up. And it's the fun part.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is. It's like, that's why they call it crush, right?
Because it crushes you?
It does.
Hopefully
so
let's
move on to the Disney character, because I've been thinking about this a lot.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot.
Wait, so you're gonna do it?
Yeah, I have. I think I have a good one.
Is it Smee?
No, it's not Smee.
Is it Captain Hook?
No, it's not Captain Hook.
Is it Terrence?
It is Terrence.
No, God! you have.
So Terrence is a male fairy who has an acorn for a hat. He's my favorite Disney character.
Yeah, he actually.
And
really who's better, Smee or Terrence? Who's your number one?
I love Smee. It's like choosing between your children. It's like I love them both.
Oh my God!
But I don't know. I think I told you this on this podcast, but like I work with Smee's great granddaughter, Abby Smee.
Abby, yeah. And she always wears blue and white striped shirt.
She does,
yeah.
and when she does something that I don't like, I always say like, I don't care who your great grandfather is. Every single time. I don't think she gets it. Nah, I don't think so.
Is she like older or younger?
Younger. She's young.
You have to explain it to her.
I know, but why?
Yeah,
Abby, if you're watching, you're my favorite live employee.
Wow, that's a big statement.
Well, I love.
Smee's great granddaughter, obviously.
Well, hey, please share this content. We're working on getting this on Apple Pod.
So the way you.
What? What?
Please share this content.
Share it, forward it. What do you call it?
100%. No, you're right.
Or comment.
I don't know why I said
like,
so
comment.
Funny. Yeah, no.
Yeah, share it.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is so funny.
I don't know why there's so many people.
Right.
I don't know.
Did you have phones?
If you like this
that's
content.
Funny.
No, well, that was fun.
Until next week, those girl dads out there, I'm rooting for you. I know it's a battle. I know it's a long slug, but no, I'm in your corner. Okay. I'll see you soon.
All right. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Whoop. And we'll see you guys next week.